This is because new Canadians are drawn to our party, not in spite of, but because of our core conservative values: family, hard work, and personal responsibility, respect for tradition, legitimate authority and an ordered society, opportunity, equality, and the rule of law, and of course, lower taxes.
Conservatives should intuitively understand something important about immigrant families who come to Canada. They do not come here in search of a government. They're not looking for a tax-funded program. Immigrants are in search of a country, a new land that they will be proud to call home after they've left their homeland. They're looking for opportunities to contribute to their new country, not to become a burden to their relatives or their neighbors. It's easy enough for Liberals to confuse the country with the government and to confuse civil society with the state. So for too long, immigrants have been treated as a class that the government has to do something for, rather than as new Canadians who have much to offer Canadian society. The Liberals may look at immigrants as potential taxpayers or benefits of this or that program, or even voters to be manipulated. But the Conservative Party should never make that mistake. Immigrants are here as new or aspiring citizens. They join Canadians in making their contribution, dedicating their labor and creativity to building our economy, strengthening community and family life, and defending those human rights which so often brought them to Canada in the first place. In fact, if we're to be honest with ourselves, we Canadians have much to learn from our newest arrivals. The foundation of strong families, the value of faith, the necessity of excellence in education, the benefits of hard work and saving, the rewards of entrepreneurship, the support of community associations. Those are Conservative values. Those are Canadian values. To the extent that those values need to be renewed in every generation, if Canada is to remain strong and free, immigrants are our allies in building that stronger Canada. Now, last Friday, a few days before Remembrance Day, I had the honor to co-preside at a citizenship ceremony in the Canadian War Museum at the beginning of Veterans Week. Present there were several Canadian veterans who risked their lives in our country's uniform to defend Canada, democracy, and freedom. And with those veterans were 50 new Canadians from 28 countries, many of them refugees from unimaginable persecution, people from all four corners of the globe. Each one of those new Canadian citizens wore over their hearts the blood-red poppy of Flanders fields. And when they raised their hands to take the oath of allegiance to Canada's Queen, they became new Canadian citizens. Through the simple act of wearing those poppies while they were being sworn in as citizens, these new Canadians were doing a couple of things. For starters, they were demonstrating their patriotism, their love of this Dominion. In pledging themselves to Canada's future, they were also honoring her past. They were paying tribute to the Canadians who came before them and sacrificed so that they might stand here today and join her bright future. They were announcing that our past is now their past, and that our traditions are their traditions, our country, their country. Their oath bound them to a Canadian tradition that stretches back through Diefenbaker's Bill of Rights, the British North America Act, the Quebec Act, all the way further still to the foundations of our parliamentary democracy in the Magna Carta. They were joining a millennium-old civic tradition, one that we inherited from our ancestors and will, in time, pass on to our descendants. I don't think there's anything more conservative than that. Immigrants to Canada know from experience how hard won, how rare in history, and how precious our freedoms are. Their commitment should make us even more determined to pass this legacy of freedom on to future generations, stronger and more secure than ever. Their pride should make us more proud, and their gratitude should make us more grateful to be Canadians. For us Conservatives, that is what it means to be inclusive, not just to welcome new Canadians and to celebrate with them the heritage that they bring, but also to include them in the Canadian story and in the Conservative story, to invite them, in fact, to, with us, write the next chapter of that story. Merci beaucoup, ladies and gentlemen. God bless Canada. Que Dieu bénisse le Canada.
God bless Canada.